Have you ever truly wondered what separates a hobbyist from a professional music producer? It's not always the flashy gear or the viral hit. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on my unsexy daily habits, the consistent, often overlooked routines that are the secret sauce to a long-lasting career as a music producer. You might be surprised with what makes the biggest difference. Let's go. Hey guys, I'm Saurabh Shetty. I'm a singer, songwriter and a music producer, having composed for various TV commercials and feature films as well. And today we'll be speaking about the 5 habits that have really helped me do my long-term career as a musician and a music producer. Number 1, 10-minute theory and ear training session. This is a non-negotiable, and I'm not talking about that course that you might be studying for, because if you're doing that, that's already amazing. But if you're not, just spend 10 minutes to learn about a new aspect in music theory or for training your ears for better music production. Now, it can be many different things. It might be some chord structures that you still don't understand. It might be some chord arrangements, which is which chord comes next and what all are the variations that you can use in your root key. And it also means learning about the different tools that you use, the various plugins that you use on a day-to-day basis for creating that music. Why it matters is because as you keep on doing this, your ears keep improving, you are more prone to understanding new structures and get a new line of thinking when you're doing your next song. And believe me, I used to skip this for years thinking I would do a full-time course at some point where I would really understand theory. But just learning those small chord progressions, intervals, the inverted chords really helped me out when I'm looking for inspiration to move my song in a certain way. Number 2, 1 short loop a day, even if it's trash. Do something to make a 4-bar or an 8-bar loop every single day. It doesn't matter how it's sounding if you don't have a particular direction or frame of reference when you're making it, but just go sit down on your desk, on your laptop or on your workstation, on your iPad, and just keep on doing the music. This is not necessarily to release your song, but it just helps you improve on that process of making music. And over time, it also removes the perfection pressure that you might be feeling sometimes of getting on the desk and finishing something amazing and miraculous every single time. You will just go on there and do music for the love of music, nothing else. As Ed Sheeran has also said, the dirty water has to flow out first before the clean water can come in. And it's the same with your music production skills. Let all of those ideas come out and then later filter it out as to what you like the best. On some days, I create loops and music that sounds so horrible I can't even listen to it again. But they still keep me in the flow for those times that I'm gonna create something that I'm really gonna enjoy. So just keep at it. Number 3, limiting your tools. Now we all have these amazing plugin packs that we have either downloaded from somewhere or purchased, which are just sitting in our plugin library. We might be using just 3 to 4 of those and the rest are just kept on as show. So what I would highly recommend is go through your plugin library, check out all those plugins, check out the ones you might have wanted to use but are just sitting out there, and get the rest of them out. Now limit yourself to those plugins only, because that really improves your understanding of a specific plugin. Because as you already know, many plugins do the same thing in different formats, different styles, different versions, different displays. But as long as you understand the science behind it, it doesn't really matter which tool you're using. Even the basic native plugins on your workstation might be good enough for you to create that amazing banger track right now. Point number 4, 15 minutes of dedicated sound exploration. What I mean by this is going through the entire catalog of songs that you really enjoy and the ones that are currently released in your specific genre. Now go through each song in depth. Understand why some changes have been made, understand how the sound works, why the sound works in a way that you are really enjoying it, and really see it bit by bit. That's how you'll realize some hidden nuggets that might help you create your track even better. And what else I mean by sound exploration is going through your sample libraries, your sounds, your synths, and just browsing through them without any ulterior motive other than just understanding what you have in your arsenal. Because many times you might be thinking that you don't have a certain sound with you, but it might be existing on one of those 100 plugins that you have on your library as well. So go through each sound, just browse through them, and have 15 minutes dedicated to this every single day. And whenever you do find some good sounds, tag them, favorite them, and build your libraries. So whenever you do have that inspiration to create your own music, you have a palette which is ready to go. Organization may not feel like music, but when it saves you hours of trying to find the right sound, that's when it will make sense. And lastly, number 5, digital housekeeping routine. It's a task of daily file organization, clearing up your clutter, and managing your projects so they are well sorted. This is important because most creative people get their inspirations sometimes on the go, sometimes on their voice recorder, sometimes on their mobile phones, sometimes on their laptops, and all of this data is just dispersed over all of these devices. And when you really want to remember a good track to make or some idea that you'd really like, you rarely tend to find them back again and end up starting from scratch. That's why it's very important to keep your files organized according to the projects you're doing, according to your sources, and tag them well. So that when you're going for that inspiration again, you might have had it some point before and it's just lying in your folders, but you won't ever find it if you are not organizing your files on a day-to-day basis. About the backups, you will only feel it when you've lost some important file or inspiration or a loop. So buy another hard disk or a cloud drive space. And if you haven't already, please back up all your projects, especially the important ones first, so that in case something happens and you have to revert back to them, you always have a way back. So just to recap the 5 points, have at least a 10-minute music theory and ear training session. Create one short loop a day, even if it's trash. Limit your tools so you actually understand what tools you have and make the best use of them. 15 minutes of sound exploration where you go through your sounds and the songs that you like to understand more about what you can create. And digital organization so your files are no longer cluttered, and when you want that inspiration, you know exactly where it is. Most producers are chasing new gear, products, and plugins, but these tiny, unsexy habits, they really compound. If you follow even 3 of these, I promise you'll notice a positive change in your music production skills over 30 days. If this helped you, please press the like button because it really supports my new channel, and subscribe to Music in Progress for practical, no-nonsense advice for music producers and musicians. And as always, keep your music in progress.